Welcome back, and as we promised, we are going to tackle together the latest developments in Gaza and the latest Israeli provocations. We are very much delighted to have with us via phone our prominent guest, Dr. Monica William, a professor of international relations. Thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Monica, and a very good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Monica, on Wednesday, Israel announced that it is going to open the Rafah border and crossing with Egypt for the Palestinian to leave for Egypt, and that's it. And of course this was met by a firm rejection from the Egyptian side, saying that the Rafah border and crossing is going to be opened only for the flooding of humanitarian aid into Gaza. How do you see the latest Israeli provocative acts, Dr. Monica?
Of course, as you said, that there is a lot of provocation from the Israeli side. If we try to read the statement of opening the Rafah crossing, it's a direct implementation of a displacement plan. And of course, they emphasize that there is a central, certain Israeli transaction, and that for promotion of a small committee led by Smotrich and Ben Gvir last week to implement the second phase. We were the same people who obstructed the agreement. So this escalation in Gaza and also in West Bank, of course, and most recent statement on Wednesday specifically about opening Rafah. All of these developments reflect the Israeli mindset and how they tackle with the agreement or with the Gaza Strip issue at all.
Yeah. Also, Dr. Monica, it was said that a visit by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House is expected that soon. Do you think that this visit is going to have an impact on what's going on the ground, and that the main cause or the main issue, the main topic on the agenda of talks between American President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is going to be the second phase of the peace deal?
Of course, there is a lot of issues that have to result, and that visit some highly sensitive moment, which has come at a sensitive process of Gaza crisis at all. The meetings reflect that U.S. attempt to retract its approach to the conflict, especially that the United States facing growing domestic and international pressure to play more assertive role in shaping post-war arrangements as reconstructions and disarmaments and a lot of things regarding the agreement, peace agreement, which is proposed by U.S. And on the other side, if we try to tackle with the Israeli situation, we have to know that Netanyahu seeks not only to maintain American diplomatic cover, but also it influence U.S. Position on critical files, including the future security maintenance in Gaza and the role of regional actors and how to tackle with the international stability formations and the questions of Palestinian statehood. So is visit driven by internal political calculations and how to attempt to demonstrate continued support and growing criticism of his leadership domestically and deepening divisions within his government.
Yeah. Dr. Monica, how do you see the reaction from the Arab and Islamic countries regarding the Israeli provocations? I mean, only 2 days ago there was a joint statement from 8 foreign ministers from the Islamic and Arab countries, and yesterday in the Doha forum, Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati, along with his counterparts, whether from Qatar or from Turkey, also condemned the latest provocative actions from the Israeli side. How do you see this, and how do you see the should-be answer or reaction from the international community?
The recent Israeli statements, as we said, implies a possibility of opening the Rafah crossing. As we see, so there is a lot of a strong coordinated Arab reaction. At the front of this response stands of course, Egypt, whose position has been kept firmly and decisively to by Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Aouati, and how they try to work to mobilize and unified stance through the Arab countries and ensure that all Arab states reject any displacement scenario and condemn Israeli unitarian measures. And this collective position, in my point of view, reinforces several key principles. The first one is the protect Palestinian territorial integrity, especially in Gaza, and if we try to also mention the West Bank. And on the other side, I think that this fire framework, which is introduced by UN major international actors, and of course it's opposing any Israeli attempts to create new facts on ground, whether through military escalation in Gaza or intensify aggression in West Bank.
Israel is paying huge sums of money to propagate for its deeds. And the Israeli propaganda now is suffering a lot because of what the Israelis are doing on the ground is totally different than what they are trying to send or to sell to the world. Even the West Bank, the illegal settlers are conducting maybe daily attacks on the Palestinian civilians, and even to continue with the destruction of their olive tree farms and their homes. Everything which was now circulated even on social media. How do you see these points, and how do you see these points to show the real ugly face of Israel to the whole world?
Of course, there is a lot of narrative or propaganda, as you mentioned. There is a comprehensive communication strategy designed to shape international opinion. Israel justify its action on ground and try to delegitimate the Palestinian narrative. It operates through a combination of political message and social media, as you said, and media manipulation, psychological operation, of course, and it's depend on two different pillars, which is first one is shifting shifting the narrative from occupation to self-defense. So it's very important, and it's rely very hard on this slogan. This narrative removes conflict, occupation, or blockade, or settlement expansion and devaluation in Gaza. So it's try to, of course, aim to try to portray itself as a victim rather than occupying power. On the other side, it blames Egypt for the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. In some times, it tried to blame Egypt, how to Egypt control Gaza borders and therefore responsible for humanitarian development. So it's very important to divert responsibility from Gaza as and pressure Egypt politically and prepare the ground for displacement scenarios under the slogan of voluntary exit. So it's very important, and this tactic aims to reduce global pressure and weaken international and Europe pressure specifically, and on the other side create confusion regarding this issue in the global public opinion.
One final question, Dr. Monica, regarding the UNRWA. And really, Egypt hailed the extension or the approval by the UN Security Council extension of the UNRWA mandate until 2029. How do you see this as a positive point among all the unfortunate events taking place on the ground regarding the Palestinian cause?
Of course, the UNRWA is very important, and it's the importance of humanitarian assistance in the current Gaza crisis. It provides and delivers health care through clinics and mobile medical units, and it works very close with Egypt to maintain and to support Palestinian refugees, whether in Gaza and West Bank. And of course, it's very targeted by Israel the last months, Israel intensified its attempt to design UNRWA for strategic reasons. The first one is to sustain Palestinian presence on the ground, and because UNRWA tried to perceive the refugees issue as a central component of the final TPIC negotiations, and of course it's a very critical to the Israeli calculations. And on the other side, Egypt tried strong oppose any attempts to weaken or defund UNRWA, and Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Aati confirmed that the UNRWA role is very essential for humanitarian access and civilian survival, and it's very critical for stabilizing Gaza and preventing a humanitarian collapse.
Well, Dr. Monica, thank you very much for your input and have a very good day. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.